The reality of this whole situation is that Julius Jones is guilty and he should be dead today. Why should he be dead today? Because by every available measure and evidence, he's guilty. He was found guilty in a court of law by a jury of his peers beyond a reasonable doubt. He was sentenced to death. He's made multiple appeals, way more on that later. They all upheld the conviction and the penalty. So he should be dead, period. And we need to get into the cold hard facts about the case. And just quick side note on the cold hard facts, we can't possibly get into all the details here. We can't do like a 10-hour long podcast. I'll try to keep it to the pertinent information. But there's been a tremendous amount of incomplete information or just straight up misinformation about this case. So this is what happens when the general public bases their opinions off of what is said on a documentary or alleged on some random person's blog, and that you don't check your sources. Because the best sources in this case is the actual evidence, right? The court testimony, the transcripts, and the family eyewitness testimony, which is the majority of the reason why he was convicted. Because the family actually did an interview with Channel 4 here in Oklahoma City before the sentence commutation. And I'll put the link in the show notes for that, but this was the first time the family actually did an interview in these 22 years, because they've been reached out to by international news organizations trying to get them on the record to talk about this, but they did this right before the sentence commutation. You should definitely watch it. It's not a very long video. But here's the deal. In this case, in the Julius Jones case, we have eyewitness evidence that says Julius Jones is a killer. We have DNA evidence saying that Julius Jones is a killer. And the murder weapon was found in Julius Jones's residence. There is no reliable evidence to the contrary of any of those three facts. None. Again, eyewitness testimony, DNA evidence, murder weapon. We have all three of those things, okay? And also, two separate people testified under oath that they saw Julius Jones driving Paul Howell's Suburban the day of the murder. The day of the murder. And there's even surveillance video of Julius Jones at a store where he apparently abandoned Paul Howell's Suburban after he stole it. The day of the murder.